What is going on, everybody? This is Eli, and I wanted to bring you another quick commentary. But like always, before we get into that, I want to thank Thief for providing me with this gameplay. If you don't know who Gamma Thief is, I'm going to put the link to his channel in the video description below. So make sure you guys go check him out. So anyways, getting into this, I want to talk about one of the worst days I've ever had. You ever had one of those days where everything that could go wrong did go wrong or is gonna go wrong, where you feel like the whole universe is working against you? Well, that's the sort of day that I had about a week or so ago. So let me just set the story here for you. My significant other, amazing, she decided that she was gonna go on a medical mission trip to Iquitos, Peru, with like a team of doctors, nurses, something like that. She's a nurse, so she decided to go on that and do some medical work in a really impoverished town over there and do some good things. So whatever, that's all cool, and I was happy for her. So needless to say, I was home alone with our son for 8 days straight. So 8 days, I was just toughing it out, doing everything. And the day before she came home, man, I cleaned the crap out of the house. I'm like, I'm gonna make everything perfect. She's coming home, we're gonna go to the airport early, bring flowers, the whole works, blah blah blah. So the next day we wake up really early, get my son ready, we eat breakfast, we go to a flower shop, we drive to the airport. Her itinerary says she lands at like 11:50 a.m. So we get to the airport, it's like 11:25, 11:30ish. I get a text message from her as soon as I pulled into the parking there, and it says, and I'm in my head, I'm like, you know what? Her plane landed early. This is great. We don't have to sit here very long. We'll just go inside, give her flowers, and that'll be done with it. Well, her text message said there was somebody having an anxiety attack, in Atlanta, so they had to delay the flight. They're off the plane now. We should be taking off any minute. So I'm like, taking off any minute. So I started to get mad because, and to me, I'm like, you couldn't shoot me a text saying that before I left, but whatever. I was there. So we had to kill like 2 hours. So I take my son inside the airport. I'm like, we'll get some lunch. We'll try to walk around, do whatever. But all the shops, obviously, and restaurants are past security, so we couldn't even get there. So we had to like go to this little deli in the airport that had like cold cut turkey sandwiches for like $14. It was like ridiculous and gross, but that's all they had. And I didn't feel like leaving and pulling in, trying to find a parking spot again. So we sat there, we toughed it out, we ate some cool cold cut turkey sandwiches and orange juice, and just kind of chilled out. Well, 2 hours pass, so her plane lands, and I even asked the person that works there if her flight was coming here, this is the only baggage claim that it could come to, and he was like, yeah, he assured me this is where it's going to be at. So her plane lands, she texts me, she's like, I'm here. I told her we're out, we're waiting in baggage claim, you'll see us when you come down the escalator or whatever. Well, 30 minutes go by and we don't see her, and there's like nobody, there's no bags coming out. There's a new worker. I'm like, listen, is this flight coming here? The person had told me it was. And she's like, yeah, all flights come to this baggage claim unless they're flying with Delta. Well, that is who she was flying with Delta. So I was like, well, where do I go for Delta? She's like, you have to go like across the airport. So I had to leave this area, walk to my Jeep, get in, drive like 2 miles to the other side of the airport. And by then, she's already outside. She's mad. She's like waiting outside in the cold. I pull up. I get her bag. She gets inside. It didn't go as planned. The flowers are like looking like crap. So I was like, Johnny Smooth at it again. Anyways, so we're driving from the airport, and obviously she didn't get to eat a whole lot of food in Peru. So I'm like, we're gonna go to a really nice restaurant, and you can order anything you want, and we'll just have a good time. We'll forget this, rough start of the day, and just kind of move on. So we go to a restaurant, we're eating, everything's good, in Golden, whatever. I pay for the meal, and I'm going out, we're getting ready to go out, and I locked my keys in the Jeep. Yeah, I was wearing a hoodie, and I put the keys in the little pouch in the middle, and when I got out, they slid out, and I didn't even realize it until we were done with dinner. So we had to walk back into the restaurant. I had to use my cell phone, call AAA Insurance, Tell him I locked my keys in the Jeep. We had to sit there in the restaurant. She was embarrassed, like I'm an idiot, which I am. And AAA was like, they told me it was like a 45-minute to an hour and a half time frame before they got there. Yes. So we sat in the restaurant for like an hour until AAA showed up. They showed up. They unlocked the Jeep. We're on our way home. I'm like, this night cannot get any worse. But I wasn't going to try to do anything else because if I did, I knew it was just one of those days and it would just go wrong. So we get home and I'm like, I'm a guy. It's been 8 days. You know what I want to do. So, yeah. Anyways, the house is all clean. I'm getting ready. The kid's in bed. I'm like, here we go. And I just hear somebody throwing up. I'm not making any of this up. I hear somebody throwing up. So I'm like, what in the heck is going on? So I go into the bathroom. We have a bathroom in our master bedroom. And she's sprawled out laying on the floor with a blanket, using a towel as a blanket. And she's like, I'm sick. And she literally lay there all night. I feel bad. I mean, that's not funny. Like throwing up like every 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And just, it was a mess because apparently she ate something in Peru the last day she was there when she wasn't supposed to. They told her, but you know how some women are, they're stubborn, they just think they'll do whatever they want. So that's what she did, and she was sick. So this whole day that I had planned out, I get to the airport early, and I sit there for 2 hours. I go to the wrong baggage claim, the wrong building completely, lock the keys in the Jeep, and I get home after 8 days, and she is in the bathroom throwing up. So that was what I would like to call a complete epic fail. I'm sure some of you have had days where everything seemed to go wrong. So all I wanted to do was go to sleep and just wake up and get this day over with. I don't know what I did to make God mad at me, but yeah. So yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to share that day was just so incredibly bad that I had to make a commentary about it. So anyways, have a good one. I hope none of you are going to have a bad day today. If you do, tough it out, and there's always the next day. All right? I'm out.